face her. Because I happen to still be alive? No thanks. If she hadn't been so worried about him, the curt answer would have earned him a ringing reprimand. My dear, there's no question of default, or any kind of fault. She watched him close in, shut off, and would have shaken him if it would have helped. Instead, she touched his cheek. You only need some time. The gesture left his muscles taut. It took all of his willpower not to jerk away from the gentle fingers. And this is my way of taking it. By moving out of the family home. Family? He laughed at that, and the sound of it echoed nastily down the hall. We were never a family here, or anywhere. Her eyes, previously soft with sympathy, hardened. Pretending the past doesn't exist is as bad as living in it. What are you doing here? Tossing away everything you've earned, everything you've made of yourself. Perhaps I was less than enthusiastic about your choice of profession, but it was your choice and you succeeded. It appears to me that you made more of the Skimmerhorn name when you were promoted to captain than all your ancestors did with their money and social power. I didn't become a cop to promote my damn name. No, she said quietly. You did it for yourself, against tremendous family pressure, including my own. She moved away from him to walk down the hall. She had lived here once, years before, as a bride, an unhappy one. I saw you turn your life around, and it awed me, because I knew you did it for no one but yourself. I often wondered how you were strong enough to do that. Turning back, she studied him, this son of her son. He had inherited the bold good looks of the Skimmerhorns. Bronzed hair tousled by the wind, swept around a lean, raw-boned face that was taut with stress. She worried, woman-like, because he had lost weight, though the fining down of his features only heightened their power. There was strength in the tall, broad-shouldered build that both accented and defied the romantic masculine beauty of pale gold skin and sensitive mouth. The eyes, a deep, striking blue, had come from her. They were as haunted and defiant now as they had been in the young, troubled boy she remembered so well. But he was no longer a boy, and she was afraid there was little she could do to help the man. I don't want to see you turn your life around again for the wrong reasons. She shook her head, walking back toward him before he could speak. And I might have had reservations when you moved back in here alone after your parents died, but that too was your choice. And for some time, it seemed you'd made the right one again. But this time your solution to a tragedy is to sell your home, throw away your career. He waited a beat. Yes, you disappoint me, Jedediah. That stung. It was a phrase she rarely used, and had more bite than a dozen of his father's raging insults. I'd rather disappoint you than be responsible for the life of a single cop. I'm in no shape to command. He looked down at his hands, flexed them. I may never be. And as for the house, it should have been sold years ago. After the accident, it would have been sold if Elaine had agreed to it. Something backed up in his throat. Guilt was as bitter as bile. Now she's gone too, and it's my decision. Yes, it's yours, she agreed. But it's the wrong one. Rage sizzled in his blood. He wanted to hit something, someone, pound his fists into his flesh. It was a feeling that came over him all too often. And because of it, he was no longer Captain J.T. Skimmerhorn of the Philadelphia Police Department, but a civilian. Can't you understand? I can't live here. I can't sleep here. I need to get the hell out. I'm smothering here. Then come home with me. For the holidays, at least until after the first of the year. Give yourself a little more time before you do something irreversible. Her voice was gentle again as she took his rigid hands in hers. Jedediah, it's been months since Elaine...